We're just saying, look, if we were the guy of means, he has options because he's around certain people. He might meet them out in the public, and then, for example, is he going to say no? Probably not.
It's to illustrate,
I would
ladies.
respect if he said no.
It's to illustrate how difficult it is for men to get sex versus how easy it is for women to get sex. We're not the same. A man that can have sex with a lot of women is respected. A woman that has sex with a lot of dudes is admonished. It's very simple.
Respected by men or women. He is.
He's respected by society in general. Other guys look up to him. Other women lust for him. That's just kind of how it is. Because it is extremely difficult for men to get a lot of girls, but it's very easy for for girls to get a lot of guys. So it's just not the same. I just told you guys, world class closes 1 out of 10. Think about that for a second.
I would respect a man to turn those options down, though. I would respect that more, knowing that he has options.
Not the cap. No, that's fine. She's saying that. That's cool.
Yeah.
Knowing that he has options, cool.
Uh-huh.
But for him to turn them down, that would get more respect from me, and probably women here who have respect for
100%.
themselves.
Of course, we said that.
Dick
It's giving
management.
insecure vibes.
Hey.
You know, I think this might be a perfect time for a certain analogy.
Candy store.
Yeah, I think I might have to do it because
It's
you
time.
know what?
Candy shop.
I'll say this real fast before I give this analogy. Privilege is invisible to those that have it, and women have a privilege in dating that you guys don't even see and or recognize a lot of the times. So I'll go ahead and give you guys an analogy real fast. We're gonna go into a dream world
Remember
since it's
Lane?
a million
Guys, put some emojis in the chat.
subscriber thing.
Candy
People, I
emojis.
haven't used this emoji. I haven't used this analogy in
In a while.
months. So okay, ladies, we're in a dream scenario here. Okay, there's a candy store. All right. And the ladies are invited to this candy store at 18 years old. They're allowed to go in and eat as much candy as they want. They can go into any aisle, you know, uninterrupted, whatever. And after being in this candy store for a while, you start to figure out what you like and what you don't like, right? You got to figure out Tootsie Rolls are disgusting. Pink Starburst is the best. Sour Patch Kids are okay. Candy corn is strange. You figure out all these different kinds of candies, what you like, what you don't like. You start to hang out in these aisles, right? The men, however, are not allowed to go into this candy store until they're 35 years old, have $100,000 saved, and been to the gym consistently for 5 years. So as you can see, there ends up being a line wrapped around the fucking candy store to get in this bitch. All right. So 17 years passes. All those 18-year-old guys that you were peers with, guess what? They get in that fucking store. All right. But guess what? Only 5 of them are allowed at a time into this candy store. So they run in. They're going fucking wild. They're swinging on rafters. They're going nuts. The dudes in the back are in the line, seeing them through the window, are cheering them on. Yeah, woo! You fucking got it, man. And the girls are like, "What the fuck is wrong with these guys? Like, what? Have y'all never seen candy before? What the hell?" They're picking up Tootsie Rolls that you threw away 10 years ago and shit. They're going crazy, eat candy corn.
Ranchers.
They're going nuts. And then you look at him and you say, "Yo, what the fuck is wrong with you?" And he looks you in the face and he goes, "How the hell are you going to tell me how many pieces of candy I can eat when you got in here for free and I had to bust my ass to get in here?"
Candy management. You need that. You need that.
You know? And that's what I'm trying to say. Women don't have to work to get into the candy store, so therefore you cannot tell someone who had to work to get into the candy store how much candy they should eat.
So you think that for guys to have sex, to get sex from women, that they have to be a certain age, they have to have a certain amount of money, they have to look a certain way?
No, they don't necessarily have to, but having these things working together for you in tandem significantly increases your chances.
I agree. But so let's go back to what you were talking about earlier with women needing to be mentally stimulated.
Mhm.
So work on that. Find a way to mentally stimulate the women without needing to be, you know, because there's several men. If you go on the internet, like you can see girls talking about, oh, like my ex is broke, my ex has a little dick, da 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 da.
Yeah.
Okay, so clearly, you know, he's not that guy with a certain age, that all that money, you know, that status. So what are the people that can't get sex, what are you guys doing wrong?
But if you notice, right, you just said it yourself. They're complaining that he's broke, he's this and that, and they're leaving. So he can't even retain that girl. We're just saying for longevity itself, have it together. So when
You
you
gotta have
meet the girl, you have game, you're successful, you're good looking on some level, and you can actually maintain that girl. So the guys that are broke, we get it. They might get laid here and there, but then they're gonna leave eventually. So it's an L.
And here's the thing: there are some girls that won't fuck with you unless you have money. Period.
Yeah.
No matter how handsome you are.
Yeah.
So what I tell guys is you need to have your money on point. Have your shit together, have experience. The reason why I said 35 is typically you're going to be more experienced, more mature. Women value experience from men, right? So
Older guys.
I'm just using it as an analogy, but the point I'm trying to make, ladies, is I find it funny that girls say dick management, and I respect the guy more when he doesn't have sex with girls and all this other cap stuff. When in reality, you guys never had to work to get into the candy store, so you can't tell someone that had to work to get into the candy store how much candy they can eat.
But after we ate all that candy, we felt like crap. So we're gonna tell you to not eat all that candy.
Oh, you know what? You know what? Let's have fun with
So
that.
we've learned from our lesson, right?
Okay, but here's let's have fun with this.
Maybe then.
Let's have fun with this. Who chose to eat the candy?
We chose to eat the candy,
Fantastic.
and we're telling you with our knowledge that after we ate the candy, we have to go to the gym more. We have diabetes. All of these negative impacts on our lives from eating all of that candy. Why would you want to put yourself in that?
Here's the
situation?
difference. Men, our stomachs can last with the candy longer. What do I mean by this? Women have a finite amount of time to mate and have children and be at their prime. Men, we can eat candy longer than y'all
So why would you be wasteful though with your calories?
because we have more time.
Yeah.
You have to be precious with the kind of candy you eat and getting the best candy you can in that time. Women, their clock is between 18 to 29 is your prime years.
But wouldn't you tell them to just go for like, I don't know, the Twix and like only the high caliber candy?
No, because they can eat the candy and they're not going to gain weight. They'll be
Well-
fine. Their ability to eat candy for a longer duration exceeds yours because men are different. We have a much larger time clock to have sex. We could bust nuts to the day we die. You can only have have children until about 35, really.
Children
realistically
doesn't
speaking.
equate. That's not every woman's goal, though. Sometimes it's just sex. I
It's
feel
the
like
exact
women
reason
have
why we're
a-
put on Earth, though.
But I feel like women
Merch.
have an inclining sex drive, and men only have a declining sex drive. Most men after the age 35 can't even get it up without a pill. Meanwhile, after menopause, like we're still
Speak
hot
for
and horny.
yourself.
Well, here's the thing. The reason why a woman's sex drive goes up as she gets older is because she becomes less sexually desirable to the opposite gender as she ages. So therefore, she must comply with a man's sexual needs to some degree because she is no longer in the same strong negotiating position when she was at her peak when she was younger and firmer. This is indisputable. Men are universally attracted to women that are youthful and fertile.
So you're
18 to
eating-
24
you're
is the
eating
peak
candy
years.
corn?
What's that?
You're eating candy corn?
I think you're reading a little bit too much into the analogy.
I get the youthful,
but the point I'm trying to make is that like the candy corn is the equivalent to guys will fuck anything,
Exactly.
but they're gonna have their favorite candy.
Okay.
I'll try candy corn, realize I don't like it, maybe have it every Halloween, but I'm still gonna go to my go-to, which is gummy worms.
On a slow Tuesday, I mean, shit, it's available.
Yeah,
I'll take it.
you get what I'm saying?
Okay.
So that's really what it comes down to. Does that analogy make sense, though, ladies?